swear the love's so true. Callaghan shining in the view. Drums pounding in the distance. Dance ignites the night's persistence. Saipan calling, feel the breeze. Taste the ocean, salty seas. Saipan calling, hearts collide. Paradise where dreams reside. Tomorrow chants, they rise, they fall. History carved in every wall. Tibian whispers, ancient lore. Saipan soul forevermore. Saipan calling, feel the breeze. Taste the ocean, salty seas. Saipan calling, hearts collide. Paradise where dreams reside. Saipan calling, feel the breeze. Taste the ocean, salty seas. Saipan calling, hearts collide. Paradise where dreams reside. Dreams reside. Dreams
AP News. I'm Ed Donahue. Top military and security cabinet members have been on Capitol Hill briefing lawmakers on recent boat strikes in the Caribbean.
Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth says the public will not get to see unedited video of a boat strike that killed survivors in the Caribbean. After briefing senators with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Hegseth says members of the two armed services committees will get to see the video, but he's not saying if all lawmakers will. And
Of course, we're not going to release a top secret, full unedited video of that to the general public.
the two secretaries defended the boat strikes and growing military escalation off Venezuela as helping stop drugs from reaching the U.S. Bipartisan investigations are looking into the strikes, and California Democrat Adam Schiff is among those questioning how it's all being done.
I found the legal explanations and the strategic explanations incoherent.
Schiff says he'll push for the Senate to vote on making the video public. Sagar Magani, Washington.
In a Vanity Fair interview, White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles is criticizing Attorney General Pam Bondi's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case and broadly defending Donald Trump's second presidency. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt is defending Wiles.
This is, unfortunately, another example of disingenuous reporting, where you have a reporter who took the Chief of Staff's words wildly out of context, did not include the context those conversations were had within.
Wiles did not dispute any details in the profile. Rob Reiner's son, Nick, was not in court in Los Angeles. Medical reasons were given. He's accused of killing his parents in their home. The Trump administration is expanding its travel ban to include 5 more countries. A doctor who helped sell ketamine to Matthew Perry in Los Angeles was sentenced to less than a year home confinement. This is AP News. A judge in Wisconsin ruled 2 aides to President Trump must face trial in a 2020 fake elector scheme.
The charges relate to attempts by the former aides to present a slate of Republican electors to Congress, falsely claiming that President Trump had won Wisconsin in 2020, even though he lost to Democrat Joe Biden. The Wisconsin case is moving forward even as others in the battleground states of Michigan and Georgia have stalled. Last year, a special prosecutor dropped a federal case alleging Trump conspired to overturn the 2020 election. A Dane County Circuit judge ruled that there was probable cause to proceed with the 11 felony forgery charges against Jim Tropis, who was Trump's campaign attorney in Wisconsin, and Mike Roman, Trump's director of Election Day operations in 2020.
Prosecutors are trying to paint a Milwaukee judge who was on trial as rudely approaching federal officers and making it more dangerous for them to do their jobs when she helped an immigrant escape arrest. I'm Ed Donahue, AP News.
If you see something, say something. And stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Nina's Kitchen, so delicious. I need a burger and a soda with it. It tastes so great, got me so addicted. Let's hop in the car, gotta go and get it. Nina's Kitchen, so delicious. I need a burger and a soda with it. It tastes so great, got me so addicted. Let's hop in the car, gotta go and get it.
Good morning, Marianas. Oh my goodness, 7:41 in the morning here on Wednesday. Is it hump day already? My gosh, this week is flying right by. It says Wednesday on my watch, so it's got to be true. Good morning, Marianas. I can't believe it, but we are here, and I'm already thinking about Ina's Kitchen for lunch. I mean, whatever you choose is a win with Ina's Kitchen. They're on the way down from Capitol Hill or on the way up to Capitol Hill, so it's kind of up to you. It depends on which way you're going, but no matter what, if you're going uphill or downhill, you want to head into Ina's Kitchen and try their lunch special. My goodness, if you haven't tried it, it doesn't matter what day. Don't worry, just go in, ask for that lunch special. It's $8.50, includes water. It's got either some great rice, like red rice. It's got the mac salad. It's got the kimchi. You choose between those three. You take 2 out of 3, or even ask for a split. And then try the special they have today. My favorite, I do have a favorite. It is Friday, but it doesn't matter which day it is, because every day is great if it's an Ina's Kitchen day, no doubt about it. Hey, that's not the only place that's great. I'll tell you about it. Great Harvest, they've still got your holiday favorites here, and they've got special packages with turkey, ham, festive pies, pasta, platters, barbecue ribs, and freshly baked cakes. That's right, Great Harvest. You can celebrate the holiday flavors made for sharing. Call Great Harvest today at 234-2733, 234-2733. Take home something festive with treats to share only at Great Harvest. Give them a call, 234-2733. They got all kinds of great stuff over there. The sandwiches, the wraps, you name it, they're all amazing. All right. Hey, let's do something fun today, because I want to do something fun because, why not? We got a great opportunity. We've got a couple of folks who are waiting to share their awesomeness with us. So we're going to give them a call right now. Let's call. We're going to do a double call with a couple of our friends of the show for sure. Oh no, we got it. We can hear it ringing, but I got to change where that audio is going. Just when I thought I was cool, just when I thought it was safe to enter the world. Okay, hold on. I can hear you guys. I can see you. You're still coming over on the speakers, but this is, oh my gosh, what is going on over there? It looks like there's a party at the National Weather Service. We're going to find out here in just a second, but good news is we're going to get this audio squared away. I know you guys can hear me, and our people will love to hear you here in just a second, but our output is going to the speaker, and we're going to fix that up here in just 1 second. Kapow and kapow. Well, good morning. You guys can see they're on the screen with us right now. That is Landon Idlet, and then, hold on. Wow, you guys can't see anything. To be fair, I've got you guys on a different screen. Aren't you glad you're here? I'm telling you, this is the best day ever. Ooh, hold on. We got all kinds of all kinds of stuff going on right there. Hold on, let's switch you over and get you to there. Okay, that part's good. We got you on screen. I need to move my part around here. Hold on, so everyone could see me just like I'm cool like you guys. Bam. All right, so everyone's going to see it, but what I need to do, again, I need to make sure I get this audio thing squared away because we had it good yesterday, and I'm not sure what happened between yesterday and today, but somehow our audio got all jacked up to where I'm hearing you guys come out on our speaker. Still there? Yeah, we're going to the wrong spot. Hold on, guys. Hey, this is great. You know, one of these days, I'll be all grown up, and it'll be awesome. But either way, it is great to see you guys. The world can see you. That's the important part. You are on the screen. So right now, throngs of fans are throwing themselves at their computer screens because they can see who's here with us right now. All they want to do, though, they really just want to hear you. That's the important part. All right, so that's what we're working on. Give me a quick second. Opening this bad boy up, and that should do it. WhatsApp, no wonder. You're going to the wrong place. Hold on. Come and join your friends over here in the good Speakerville. Oh, I think we're in a good spot. Can you guys hear me? Can you say something? Oh, come on. Now I can't hear you. This is crazy. Hold on. Let's try one more thing. I should be able to hear you guys. Speaker, input, output, everything's going to the right place. Let's try it over here. Try it one more time. We might have you right here. All right, let's try now. Oh, you're kidding. Are you joking? Are you purposely muted? No, he's not. You got to be kidding me. That's it. I quit. I'm doing something new. I'm getting a new job. I am going to figure something else out in my life. You guys can't hear it, but and you can't see it, thank goodness. Got a great comment that just came in. That is hilarious. All right. Well, the good news is you're with the high school AV club. That's what's going on today. That's how it feels like it's working out for you. I'm going to try one more setting to find out if I can get this thing to work because it should be working. All right, we're going to try something fun. I'm going to call you right back because you guys look good. It looks like you're getting ready for your shift at King's Club, Landon. So maybe we'll let you play one song. What is it, Blaze of Glory? And then after that's done, pick up your crumpled dollar bills and we'll get you right back on here. We're going to call you right back. All right. Hey, and coming up to the stage now is Bernard. Bernard, it's our first time over here tonight. All right, we're going to call you guys right back. All right, so the good news is that those guys could hear me just fine. The bad news is that's as far as that goes. It's supposed to be a two-way street. And I'm having a difficult time even hanging up the call. So you guys do me a favor. Help a brother out here. Let's hang this up. I think this may be because I was trying something else that was supposed to be really cool. But I can't seem to end this call, even when I'm clicking. I think this may be part of the issue. All right, here. So, all right, it looks like Landon's just about checked out. Bernard, he's got to check out too. Hey, good news, guys. Everybody who's watching, you get to have fun with technology here. Both of those guys look like they're out of town here. And we're going to get out here all together. WhatsApp is done. All right, we're going to try it again. I'm not sure what happened. But, hey, you got to dare greatly to make cool things happen. And, oh, yeah, we're going to be totally out of WhatsAppville. We're going to try it again. All right, well, here's what we're trying to do. We're trying to dare greatly and do this video call. It should be pretty easy, you would think. Fun fact, not so far. Our experience is that this has been a little bit more challenging. I would say hashtag user error is probably really, Bruce says, I blame Jamie. That's excellent. That could very well be it. Jamie, let's pull that up, would you? That's it. I think what it is I needed Jamie. I am Jamie-less over here. Let's try this again. Bam. Worst case scenario, we'll end up doing just a regular phone call with these guys. It is kind of a bummer that that's not happening. We are having a WhatsApp breakdown that's not working, but that was going to be so cool. It was going to be awesome. Nope, turns out no. Let me see if I can't figure out another way to get these guys. But either way, we're going to have them both on here to talk about this stuff. We're going to talk about earthquake stuff, talk about weather stuff with our regular weather update, and having both of those guys on there together was going to be pretty cool. Turns out it was going to be pretty cool. We're here. Don't go anywhere yet. We're going to get this figured out. Trust me, I know how to do this sometimes. So we're going to take a real quick break, and hopefully you guys will be here when we get both of them on right after this.
Hey, bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush.
Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold Bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive Bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your Bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your Bush today.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near.
All right, Marianas, we are back. Oh, geez, we got some serious echo going on. But that's going to work out just fine. So good morning, everybody, and thanks for tuning back in to a Good Morning Marianas. Now, we don't have the video portion of this interview with these guys, but we are going to do the audio portion because we just abused WhatsApp and could not get it to work out together. But anyway, we got you guys with us, and we're pretty stoked that you're with us. And somebody's speakerphone is definitely kicking me back. I'm getting all of that back. But anyway, good morning. On the phone with us right now, we've got from National Weather Service, Landon Idlet, who's with us. And we also have from Homeland Security and Emergency Management on the line, we've got Bernard Villagomez. Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, it's great to have you guys. We can hear you. This time we just can't see you. So it's not as exciting. Now we're going to have less viewers because they would love to see both of you guys. But in the meantime, at least you're here, and we can hear a little bit what's going on. Landon, you were telling us about something, and I couldn't hear you, but you're in some kind of a blue environment, and I don't mean that like you're saying bad words, blue. What is going on over there?
Yeah, that's one of the first things you should do when we feel an earthquake. If it's a large one and you're feared for your safety or damage, you drop, cover, and hold on. So when the building starts shaking, the ground starts shaking, if you're at work or in school, get under a desk, get under a small space, and take cover and hold on until that earthquake stops shaking.
Yeah,
so that was under my desk.
That is not what I was doing at all.
No, it wasn't.
And so it was funny, in one of our veterans groups, we were talking about how, I sent that out there, and our Department of Fire and Emergency Medical Services PIO, Robert Mojica, he's like saying that, in an earthquake, make sure you take shelter, get under a desk or run outside. Then there's Brad, who says, F it, we're do it live.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that happens is because these earthquakes, we feel them all the time, the little bumps, and it's over before you even realize it. But yesterday's was fairly long, about 20, 25 seconds long, depending on where you are and how much shaking you felt. But it catches people off guard, and you're thinking, okay, is this an earthquake? And then once it registers, that's when you should take cover, get under something strong and sturdy, like a desk in a door frame, for example. And stay put. You want to make sure you're protected from anything that might fall the ceiling or the building. Once that shaking stops, then get to more safety in case there's aftershocks and stuff. If it's a super strong earthquake that makes it very difficult to stand up, once that shaking stops, if you're close to the water, that's when you want to self-evacuate, because these earthquakes that is close enough for you to feel it. It's going to be about 10 to 12 minutes before we get any official tech bulletins from the Tsunami Warning Center, and that's where we were yesterday. You have that about 10 to 12 minutes downtime. How big was it? Where was it? And is there a threat?
Yeah, and so I figured I was that strong, secure thing that people could hide underneath. That's why I was still staying there in front of the camera. No, really, it just came out of the blue, and I was holding on to the desk, and I'm looking around. I'm like, this can't just be me, right? So as I was looking and seeing all this other stuff moving around, I'm like, this is pretty wild. This is happening. And I was kind of looking to see if anything was falling down or anything, but nothing was falling down. There wasn't any dust coming. So I figured I was probably okay.
Correct. And so yesterday's earthquake was right about a Mercalli 3 to 4. That's a Mercalli intensity scale. And so that's about weak to light shaking with no damage expected with such shaking. And so the Mercalli scale goes up to a 10 plus. and we don't want to deal with a very strong 7, severe 8, violent 9, or extreme 10, because you're going to be experiencing some pretty widespread damage across the island. But a lot of ours around here range from Cali 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's where we sit most of the time.
Yeah, it was rough for sure, and but it was, as far as earthquakes go, that was pretty minor. We got enough of the experience, but without all of the craziness that was happening.
Oh, absolutely. And so I asked Bernard to join me over here to speak on the government of my side, because when these earthquakes happen, the phones are going to be ringing off the hook. We're going to be wondering, when is the first bulletin coming from the Tsunami Warning Center, so we know the metrics of that earthquake, the magnitude, the epicenter. Is there a threat of a tsunami? And so there's going to be that dead time for about 10 minutes. What are the communications? What are the actions of the government? What is the government doing at this time frame? And what can people do on the street? So, Bernard, I want to let you chime in on that.
Yeah, so for example, like we covered, if you're in a building, you drop, cover, and hold on. If you're Manonku and you're on a walker, or if you're on a wheelchair, you lock your wheels, cover your neck area, and hold on until the shaking. If you're in bed, you can turn face down and cover your head with a pillow. If you're in a car, you can pull over and stop and set your parking brake. And if you're outside, you stay there. Move away from any buildings, trees, or street lights or power lines, because the shaking could possibly knock it down, or any other debris that could be flying. And they stay informed and stay ready for that press release or tsunami statement that comes out of the EOC, which will take around 12 minutes, possibly a little more, for us to compile it and send it out to the community. And please listen to official sources like us, the Office of the Governor, PTWC, Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, or USGS. You can get kind of their updates on the magnitude of the earthquake once they compile the data and send it out to us.
Well, that's the way to go. That is the way to go. And what we try to do is we make the announcements based on what we get from you guys, and keeping our eyes peeled on everything that's going on from the Homeland Security Emergency Management from you guys. It was really interesting to find the people here had messaged us that they received the notification before they felt the shaking, which was really interesting. So maybe if something got detected somewhere seconds before, or a split second before the wave made its way here. And that was really interesting. And then that was online fast, but nothing from Pacific Tsunami Warning Center or any USGS, none of that stuff popped on quicker than that. Is that a Google thing that was going on for that, Bernard?
Is it like an Android notification?
Well, if you search Google, if you search Google for earthquakes near me, that pops up, and it doesn't take you to a specific site or anything. That was one of the screen shares that was going around. The initial thing it said it was 5.2, and then it took a long time before the actual stuff came out. It said 5.8, and USGS, and people were saying they got it from ready.gov is where they got the first notifications.
Yeah. So like I was saying, there'll be a lot of sources that you can get information on. We were saying that the initial notification was a 5.2, but the one from PTWC was a 5.8. So that's why we kind of drive home that, you listen to official sources, PTWC or USGS for that. Ready.gov is a great resource too for preparedness information, but, a 5.2 is different from a 5.8. So we just trust our sources, our trusted partners, and that they will give us the accurate information and the accurate actions to take depending on the magnitude of the earthquake.
Awesome. All right. So, by the way, I'm going back and forth with muting, and this is to make sure that I don't get that extra speaker call thing going on. Again, we were really excited because we were going to have you guys on with the video call, trying both at the same time, and it kind of worked and kind of didn't. This is total. I call it a Brad fail. # Brad fail. And that's we'll be able to make this work again. I think instead of WhatsApp, I think maybe we'll do like a Google Meet or something like that, where I can get you guys on the screen when you're at the desktops and stuff like that. But we could definitely do all this stuff. But Bernard, you guys were really on it right away. You got the info out to the community. Even before you guys were able to put out the official notification, you were already putting the word out as far as like, answering and letting us know about stuff. So that was great. Clem Bermudez was messaging folks about that there was confirmed that there wasn't a tsunami as well. So it was just a matter of you guys getting it formatted to put out to everybody. So you guys did a great job. And, when something like that happens up there at Homeland Security, what happens? I mean, you guys just spring to action? Does somebody put the bat signal up in the sky and everybody descends over there? Or how does that work? How did that work out for you guys yesterday?
Well, Brad, that's a great question, and we're always ready. This is why we're here as an agency, to provide the best service to the community. When that shaking was happening, I'm already in flight mode. Our 24/7 state warning point is already ready. The second that I walked over to there, the phones were ringing, and we're just standing by for the data from PTWC so we can compile it and send it out to the community. But yeah, this is what we're training for. This is our ICS courses. This is what we practice for. So we're ready when it happens, whenever it happens. It could happen at 2 a.m. It could happen, at 9 a.m. We're always ready.
Wow. Do we have not a Geiger counter, but a Richter scale here, something that monitors this stuff so we can get like an accurate reading here locally?
I don't believe we have one are you talking about like on the federal side or the local side?
Either.
Landon, from my understanding, I don't believe. I think we just kind of wait for PTWC because I believe they have buoys out in the ocean.
Yeah. There's a couple of sensors out there across the region. I know there used to be an active monitoring there, the old EOC, but that was years ago. I don't think that's still operational at this time, but there are a couple of USGS sensors across the island, but a matter of how maintained they are. I don't have an answer on that, but unlike our stateside counterparts where they have sensors everywhere, that's what took so long to get triangulation, because once the earthquake happens, that wave travels through the Earth's crust, and we have to get it to pass through several sensors to get a triangulation of the epicenter, the location, the hypocenter. That's how deep into the surface it is. And then that's all transmitted to the Tsunami Warning Center, the USGS, where immediate bulletins will start popping out, and we get that official notification.
Yeah, well, speaking about the Earth's crust, they said, what was that yesterday? It was like 78 miles deep?
That's correct. Fairly deep, 78 kilometers deep. And so we're really concerned about those more shallow ones. So sometimes people will say, well, that didn't feel so strong. It felt stronger during that 4.3 we had last week. But the earthquake depth and the distance from a location, they are big factors as to how strong it's going to feel in a location.
Wow. Well, it was definitely something that we felt yesterday, and watching the clip. So that clip that I forwarded you, that was from one of my buddies here in Saipan. And he's like, yeah, that's why you get paid the big bucks, because of your big words. I'm like, oh, dude, that's awesome.
But that was a good clip.
Yeah, it was definitely funny. But, I like watching it on that clip and seeing what it looked like afterwards. Looked like we got shook up pretty good. I mean, I definitely felt it pretty good, but wow, I like seeing that thing going back and forth like that. I'm glad it's kind of documented a little bit. I think we were the only live broadcast of anything visual that can kind of capture some of that stuff. So it's kind of neat. It's like those the crazy ones that happen in Japan, where you got the folks at the news desk and you see all that stuff happening, and there's no diving for cover over here. So don't do as we say, not as we do, I think is the lesson from yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. That was some good capture. It was a fortunate timing that it was on camera, so people can really see what it looks like, especially if you're watching from off island. But yeah, always drop cover and hold on. You'll have that deer in headlights, and then you have to register what's happening and then take action.
Hey, speaking of what's happening, we just got hit with a bunch of rain. The folks who are watching the screen can see how it went from a bright blue to a dark gray behind me in a little bit. But we're going to call you back. We're going to try it on like Google Meet real quick. Do me a favor and send me like what email might work for you if I send that to you. So that you can access it. You could even access it from your phone, but at least I'll be able to get a good video from you.
Absolutely. We'll send that to you shortly.
All right. Well, I want to say thanks to both of you guys for being here. What we'll do, we're gonna call Landon back with a weather update because he wants to show us a bunch of graphics of everything that's happening in the region. And I also want to say thanks to Bernard, both of you guys, for getting up and being a part of this today and giving us a little wrap up of what happened yesterday. And then hopefully technology will not get the better of me next time. I will fight and I will come back. And hopefully we'll get you guys back in here too.
Thank you so much, Brad.
Thanks. All right, so Bernard Villagomez from the Homeland Security and Emergency Management up there in Capitol Hill, and we have Landon Idlet over there in Guam with the National Weather Service. So we're going to call both of those guys. We're going to call Landon back here in a little bit with a video call, and that should be cool. Hopefully, we'll make that work. But here's what we do have faux show. We got the latest update of the news from the Associated Press. We also got a sports update for you too. So while we set up that next version of this call, the next portion of it with the video with all the weather updates, let's get you the latest update from the Associated Press.
AP News. I'm Ed Donahue. Top military and security cabinet members have been on Capitol Hill briefing lawmakers on recent boat strikes in the Caribbean.
Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth says the public will not get to see unedited video of a boat strike that killed survivors in the Caribbean. After briefing senators with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Hegseth says members of the two armed services committees will get to see the video, but he's not saying if all lawmakers will. And
of course, we're not going to release a top secret, full unedited video of that to the general public.
The two secretaries defended the boat strikes and growing military escalation off Venezuela as helping stop drugs from reaching the U.S. Bipartisan investigations are looking into the strikes, and California Democrat Adam Schiff is among those questioning how it's all being done.
I found the legal explanations and the strategic explanations incoherent.
Schiff says he'll push for the Senate to vote on making the video public. Sagar Meghani, Washington.
In a Vanity Fair interview, White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles is criticizing Attorney General Pam Bondi's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case and broadly defending Donald Trump's second presidency. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt is defending Wiles.
This is, unfortunately, another example of disingenuous reporting, where you have a reporter who took the Chief of Staff's words wildly out of context, did not include the context those conversations were had within.
Wiles did not dispute any details in the profile. Rob Reiner's son, Nick, was not in court in Los Angeles. Medical reasons were given. He's accused of killing his parents in their home. The Trump administration is expanding its travel ban to include 5 more countries. A doctor who helped sell ketamine to Matthew Perry in Los Angeles was sentenced to less than a year home confinement. This is AP News. A judge in Wisconsin ruled 2 aides to President Trump must face trial in a 2020 fake elector scheme.
The charges relate to attempts by the former aides to present a slate of Republican electors to Congress, falsely claiming that President Trump had won Wisconsin in 2020, even though he lost to Democrat Joe Biden. The Wisconsin case is moving forward even as others in the battleground states of Michigan and Georgia have stalled. Last year, a special prosecutor dropped a federal case alleging Trump conspired to overturn the 2020 election. A Dane County Circuit judge ruled that there was probable cause to proceed with the 11 felony forgery charges against Jim Tropis, who is Trump's campaign attorney in Wisconsin, and Mike Roman, Trump's director of Election Day operations in 2020.
Prosecutors are trying to paint a Milwaukee judge who was on trial as rudely approaching federal officers and making it more dangerous for them to do their jobs when she helped an immigrant escape arrest. I'm Ed Donahue, AP News.
Okay, well, that is holiday music, and I think if holiday music tells you anything, it could tell you about who our next guest is. It's a guest that you know very well because he was just here like 2 minutes ago. Landon Idlet is in the house, and he's got some weather-related stuff for us. We're doing it differently right now, where just before we ended up having the audio only after trying the WhatsApp and all this other stuff. This time we're doing a Google Meet, so we're giving people the tech update, too, so they know what's going on. But anyway, Landon, welcome back. Good to hear you. Good to see you now.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you, Brad? Good to see you again.
Yes. Well, and now you actually can't see me, which is kind of the consistent. What I need to do is have like a second camera going on because I'm using them with this other application. But behind us, if I were to show you, it's raining right now. It got gloomy. It's starting to brighten up a little bit, so it must be starting to pass over us. But we definitely got quite a weather update from the passing clouds and all that stuff and the rain.
Yeah, it's definitely quite a load to talk about this morning. Yeah, that was the leading edge of what's going to be a fairly showery next 6 hours for Saipan, Tinian, and probably not so much for Rhoda. The showers have been going in across Rhoda for the last couple hours, just spotty in nature. But I'm going to turn the camera around so you see what I'm looking at. There's a lot out there. This is a surface trough pushing through. We had that leading edge of showers pushing right over Tinian and Saipan just in the last 15 minutes or so. That is now just west of you in the western waters. But there's a whole lot more coming at you from the surface trough. So this is going to be at least about the next 6 to 12 hours. So this is all coming your way with those gusty winds that will accompany those showers. Not so much down near Guam. That's been coming on for the last several hours this morning. There is a weak circulation in there. That was emanating from about 150 east longitude yesterday. That's within the trough. This is not a disturbance pegged for tropical cyclone development. That is not the case. This little circulation within that trough is just going to zip right on by, possibly passing over Anderson Air Force Base, northern Guam, and the southern Rhoda Channel in the next couple hours. But then we're going to clear up a little bit across Guam and Rhoda, but the showers will linger just a little bit longer. The big story we're going to be talking about is that shear line. We've been talking about a shear line for a couple of days now, for the last couple of weeks. This is a wintertime weather pattern. What is a shear line? Well, that's a boundary between the cooler, drier air to the north and the warmer, wetter tropical air to the south. And this is a decaying cold front that we see across the northern Pacific, across the United States. We get these cold fronts coming through, push weather. This is a cold front that descends into the tropics. It loses its cold frontal characteristics. So it's not a lot of cold weather, but it is a little bit cooler and it's drier. But the key concern for us is this sharp boundary, and it could be anywhere from about 50 miles wide to 100 miles or 150 miles wide. That boundary sits just north of Agrigan, but just along and north of that boundary, we're seeing sustained winds of 25 to 30 knots over the waters, and with gusts upwards of 40, possibly 45 knot wind gusts, especially up over the mountains of Agrigan and Pagan if the shear line drops south enough. We're going to see that probably happen this weekend, so not so bad with the surface trough moving through. It's going to dry up just a little bit, but this shear line is going to start dropping southward over Saipan and Tinian to the weekend, and so we're going to be looking at not the best conditions out over the waters or at the beach. We have no advisories in effect across Guam and the CNMI at this time, but we're going to see that change in the coming days. We're going to be looking at hazardous surf, small craft advisory, possibly hazardous sea warnings. Going to our webpage right now, no alert gov/GUM. But again, that's going to change this weekend. So as schools are closing for the Christmas holiday, we want to make sure people are safe and sound, that we don't have any water accidents, water incidents marine-related incidents with boats overturning or people getting caught in currents, because the holidays, January, February, is one of the key times of the year that we have casualties, people drowning in rip currents or hazardous surf, tourists that come out there when it's a beautiful day, but there's the waves are very large. This is going to be the scenario going into the weekend into next week, so play it safe as we move through the next several days. And this was the weather outlook that we distributed yesterday. It's on our Facebook page at usnationalweatherservice.com, with that shear line stretched just across the northern islands and there's strong wind packing down on the north side of that boundary.
Wow. You know, we experienced something over the weekend with some of those bigger waves that came in where, you know, they were still pretty decent. And then all of a sudden, like even in the regular sets, you know, they would come out and there would be the bigger ones and all that stuff. But we had one massive one roll in there. And just one of those things where you got to stand up and wait to see if there's something else going either way with that, because that could pull out weaker swimmers easy in those kind of locations.
That's absolutely the case, and it catches people off guard before you even realize what's happening. You're away from your beach side encampment. You might be going out over the reef, and you have to come back with those much larger waves back over the reef to safety if you can get back over to safety. And so we want to make sure that it does not happen, because the holidays should be a time of happiness, joy, and cheer, family times and gathering. But if you're going to be at the beach, out in the waters, going to Menagaha, for example, play it very safe. When in doubt, don't go out. But we want to try to get through the holidays without any incidents, any casualties, because those rip currents will be cranking. They will be strong. The waves and the seas and the surf will be up over the next the week, starting this weekend.
You know, it's funny you bring up the holidays, because I wouldn't have noticed if it weren't for the fact that you have a few decorations up, like one or two.
Yeah, and just back to the earthquake, again, we want to make sure people are not caught like a deer in headlights when things happen. I showed your video to Brandon, and he's like, that's a lot of white in the eyes.
Well, you're not supposed to fire unless you do. That is awesome.
Great footage. This is what we like about live broadcasts, because you never know what's going to happen, things you miss. But the other question we get, what is the chance of a white Christmas in Saipan?
Yes.
And most of us probably know the answer to that. And so we're going to put up a graphic on our social media page. So this is going to be the first look. This is the probabilities of a white Christmas on December 25th in the islands. And of course, it's 0. So surprised. So where do you have to go to get a white Christmas? Well, you start seeing some chances up near Osaka, Nagoya, Kyoto, up there in northwestern Japan. But as farther north you go up into Japan, especially Sapporo, your probabilities are going to get much, much higher. If you want to go into the Korean peninsula, slight chance in South Korea. You have to go into the north to get a better chance. And I don't think many of us are going to be going to North Korea for a white Christmas. But yeah, you have to go. Probably some stateside locations up in the upper Midwest and New England, maybe seeing some white Christmas likelihood. But for us here in the tropics, it's going to be another snow-free winter, another snow-free Christmas across the Mariana Islands.
Well, that's good to know. At least it's good, because I don't have a snow shovel handy or an ice scraper. By the way, you know, that's funny. So I've had those experiences like with folks who have gone, like my wife, when she went out to the States for her first winter and she saw ice on the windshield. What do we do? It won't come off. Boy, I can tell you.
Hot water.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, no. Yeah, ice scrapers and, you know, for wearing gloves is always important. But then I've seen where they do the ice scrapers that kind of fit in like a little mitt also. So like you put your hand in there and scrape it. I'm like,
I had one.
That's awesome. And then, my gosh, I just can't imagine. This summer, we're looking at bringing the kids to New York. And they've only been there for the winter. So they think it snows there all year round. So we're not going to have to. We're not going to have to borrow winter clothes for this trip, which is typical of what we normally got to do for these things. How about for you guys? What do you got going on over there? What's the plan for Christmas?
You know, I'm not even got past today, actually. The last couple of days have been so busy, and that earthquake set me back about 2 hours in the morning. But yeah, it's going to be busy the next several days. We got a lot of stuff going on with the tsunami ready actions across the compact states. So we're working with the IOC international panel to get all of our coastal areas across the region recognized as tsunami ready, meaning that they know their hazards, their threats, and they have the communication means to pull in information, put out information to the public, and make sure that all coastal areas are tsunami ready and resilient. And so that's going to be going on in January, February. So we're doing a lot of spin up, a lot of weather prepping for Christmas, and making sure the communications are going out, because I really do think this is going to be our first really big push for hazardous water conditions with that shear line to our north. It's going to be a little bit interesting next week. There's a lot of things spinning around, not so much like tropical cyclones, but wintertime weather patterns up in the North Pacific, and we could be dealing with an extended period of larger seas and surf across the region, as well as strong winds across much of the region that may be generating swell going into the compact states. So we're going to be watching out for the small islands, the atolls across the FSM and the RMI. We're going to be communicating probably deep into the holiday season over the next week or so. So it's going to be a busy pattern, not necessarily also bad for us, but do keep in mind water safety. That's going to be a big one starting Saturday, Sunday, Monday into next week.
Well, awesome. Well, next Wednesday, we can do a weather catch-up, but we could do it from the exotic island of Guam. It would be great to do it there, but you don't know what kind of connectivity we're going to have over there at the weather bunker over there.
I'll spot you.
Yeah, I mean, if it'll work, I mean, we can do it. But that'll be great. Anyway, I want to say thanks for checking in and giving us, not only helping us with that interview with the earthquake stuff, and the tsunami stuff, but here on the weather and doing it every week. It's great, and it's Landon Idlet, and happy to have you on here again. And well, we'll see you in just a few days.
Yeah, definitely. I do want to send a kudos over to the CNMI Homeland Security Office again, because they are a 24/7 facility. Mm-hmm. So if yesterday happened at 2 o'clock in the morning, they're ready to rock and roll with it, ready to respond and start taking actions. And so my office is 24/7. We're going to have those conversations, those text messages, those phone calls, and things are going to be churning and in motion as people are waking up to whatever may happen. So kudos to CNMI, 24/7 operations. They are ready to go with anything that comes our way.
Love it. All right. Well, Landon, thanks so much. We'll see you in a couple days. Thanks for being on there. And under the table, and when there's an earthquake, you don't want to hang out, continuing to do your show. That's how you roll. All right. Hey, thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
See y'all next week.
All right. So that's Landon, the man, the myth, the legend, the meteorologist from the National Weather Service, Guam. You can spell that any way you want to. We're going to see him again in person in just a few days, and we're looking forward to that. But that's your weekly weather update from our friends over there at the National Weather Service. So thanks so much for making time to be here with us. So great stuff. And thanks to Bernard Villagomez from Homeland Security Emergency Management for getting us all squared away and letting us know how things go down over there at the Homeland Security and getting us all those updates and giving us those tips that we can use in the event that something happens again. And probably will eventually, right? Yeah, I know. So, by the way, good to see all you guys out there in the comment section. I'm telling you, that freeze frame shot was hilarious. Oh my God, I'm still laughing about that. I'm going to have to go back and check it myself. Hey, great to see you guys in person, by the way. But over there on the YouTube side, Family Life 1213, got to see him in person yesterday as we were walking up, coming into the studio toward the end of the day, and just great to meet you in person. I know people watch and all that stuff, but it's great when you actually get to place faces to the names and see people in person. So that was awesome. Really great to see you. Ann Attow, great to see you this morning. The Queen of Cat Gifts. Great to see you. Ignacio has been in here since we got started this morning, and he's a big follower, so great to see you, my friend. All right, Mike, great to see you. And thanks for sending us those thoughtful op-eds. Those are great. And I know a lot of people value what you're saying, and it is really good. And we value everything that you're telling the community too. So thanks so much. Keep them coming. Luisa Cabrera in the house. Great to see you this morning. Oh, she's got another one. She says yesterday when she gave us a joke, we were able to put the setup in, and then we had an earthquake. We'll see what happens today. She says, "Hey-o, what do you call a sleeping cow?" What do you call a sleeping cow? A bulldozer. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'll be here all week. Be sure to tip your waiter. Is this one? Nope. There you go. That's it. I think what that really needs is, my name's Jip. All right. Hey, RJ's in the house. Thanks for joining us today. Juan Hooka, good morning to you. Great to see you. Yeah, my little messenger let me know what my reminder is today. Awesome. I love that. Red Horse Emperador. Oh, my gosh. That is the ultimate Philippines Facebook profile for sure. Red Horse Emperador, if you do that, that's going to make you a bulldozer for sure. Corazon, good morning. Thanks for being here. And yeah, great to see you guys. I'm watching from the Philippines as well. Daryl, thanks for joining us this morning. Great to see you. Eric Mapnas, the man, the myth, the legend, our brother from our veteran mother. Great to see you. Angoshman, thanks for joining us again here today. I know. Says, good morning, Marianas. I can read lips. That was great. That was when we were having a little issue trying to get all that stuff going back and forth. But at least we did figure it out. Bruce Camacho, great to see you today. And Sablon, great to see you too. Worry Tie Spot, they've got all kinds of great promos, and we're going to have to go in there and check those guys out because they're always here in the comments letting us know about it too. Jack Boykis, great to see you too. And all the way down here, man, it is just another great day being here with all you guys. And I know there's a lot of other folks who pop in for a little while, in and out. And great to see you guys. Thanks for joining us and supporting the show. And letting you guys know, by the way, really exciting stuff. The word is really getting around now about what we have to offer with the website and what we offer with the show. So like with the website, nminewsservice.com, whenever we are broadcasting live, whether it's in here in the studio, whether we're in the production room where we're doing shows for other folks, or whether we're out on the go for a press conference or a big unveiling or something, that's always broadcast on our website as well. So you can also catch all the local stories, all the latest news that's happening over there as well. You could submit news tips on there. But the cool thing is, if it's your company or if it's your government agency, you can advertise with us. What? We can give you money? I know, right? It's crazy. So I'm just laughing now at Luisa's comment again. But you can do it. The rates are great. Drop us a line and we'll give you the rate sheet. It is, bar none, it is the best deal with the amount of money that you're going to spend and the amount of eyeballs you're going to reach with our website and with our social media. You can join the list of people who are experiencing that for themselves. They're getting great exposure and saving themselves a great amount of money while doing it. And for us, hey, it's all about base hits, baby. We're not trying to hit a home run with every rube that walks in like, ooh, boy, we can see they've got money. We're going to get more of it. No. We issue the same prices for everybody. We don't place a premium because we know that your company's got more or less. It's just, if you want to get more of those products, you're going to get them and we'll offer them to you. But again, it's the same thing. It's the same thing for everybody. And I know it's political season. That's something that was really funny. Somebody messaged me the other day and then we had a call about it. They're like, so how do you feel about like political ads? I'm like, hey, ads are ads. I'm not charging anything extra for them, and I'm not limiting them to one group or another. We're not governed by the FCC stuff for stuff like that. So, I mean, I guess you could, but we aren't limiting anybody or promoting anybody more than someone else. It's just, hey, it's all fair playing field. And this, I think, gives people a way better opportunity to have more ads out there. Smaller companies and smaller organizations And even the ones who normally do it, this is a great first step for them because, typically, like if you were to advertise on the news, you're not going to get as many eyes on that what they're getting on the news broadcasts at night. They're only 3 days a week, and people fast forward them. So when we do the stuff live, like you see this little corner thing up here, they're not doing stuff like that because it doesn't fit with their model. But for us, it does. You're able to get your message out there. You're able to reach a lot of people, and you're able to do it at a price that's lower than you've ever been able to do it before. And I don't mean like with us, but I just mean in general. We're changing the way that people do business. So changing the way that people get ads and exposure for their companies, for their organizations, and for their events. You're able to do it, and you're able to save a lot of money doing it. All right, so that's my own little spiel for all this other stuff. But if you haven't seen it already, go and check out our website at nminewsservice.com. Actually, I'm too big on here. Hold on one second. It's so funny. I had it set up for the group call, but this is at nminewsservice.com. Oh, look, I'm live. Yeah, because you can see us live every single day that we're on there as it's happening. You got your news stories that are happening, your op-eds, your events, the shows that we do, the sports coverage, you name it. You could put your ITBs, your RFPs, and all that stuff on there, and even your obituary stuff. Maybe not your obituary because you can't post your own obituary. Somebody's got to send it for you. But you can do that especially for obituaries. It's free. If we have to make it for you, we'll charge you like a nominal fee, like $50. But if you've got one for your friend, your loved one, your family member, you can give it to us and we'll post it. It costs you nothing. Absolutely no dollars and no cents. But the other part is RFPs, ITBs, JVAs, all that kind of stuff. You post it with us, and it's $25 per day, or $50 gives you the whole week. So if you're going to do it for 2 days in 1 week, you might as well give it to us for. We'll post it for the whole week, and that's pretty cool. And on top of that, it's an actual post. So what we end up doing for you that the other guys don't, we give you full search engine optimization. And what is that? That means we put all that metadata in there so that you end up getting more people are going to see your message, your post, because it's on here with us. And we'll even put that onto our social media as well. So you're going to reach a lot of people when you end up doing this stuff, and it's a great thing for you to do. And no, we're not taking advantage of folks by charging more, because we know that we're getting a lot more views than your traditional ways of doing it. And that's the exciting part about it. So again, we're managing what we're doing with the overhead, and we're keeping our expenses low so that you can have lower stuff too. Wouldn't it be great if the government did that? But by keeping our expenses low, we're able to keep our prices for you low and get you the most stuff. And if there's something that you don't see that you don't think that we offer it yet, let us know. We'll change it. We'll add something else new, because this is relatively new for us, especially for the web presence and all that stuff. So you got different ideas, different features. Maybe your company wants to feature like a new dinner product or something like that. We can do that stuff live. And even better, where we have done that before, we didn't have this great platform to feature it on. So now we do, and it could be you. So that's it. That's that little spiel right now. So we are at 8:37 in the morning. Going to check to see if we've got a new sports update real quick, or a new news update. We just gave you the latest one, but we do have a sports update for you from Fox Sports. So here we go, guys. Let's get this for you, and we'll be right back.
Sports Update.
The Dolphins' slim playoff hopes have come to an end. Miami has been eliminated from playoff contention thanks to a 28-15 loss to the Steelers, where four-time MVP Aaron Rodgers threw 2 touchdowns, including this catch and run from DK Metcalf in the third quarter.
On third down, got it to DK Metcalf, and fighting his way for the touchdown.
That was courtesy of ESPN, as the Steelers earned their 23rd straight home win on Monday Night Football, improved to 8-6, and remain ahead of the Ravens in the AFC North. Miami had minus 20 yards of total offense in the third quarter, and quarterback Tua Tagovailoa remains winless in games where the temperature at kickoff was under 40 degrees. Heading over to college football, Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer has seen his name emerge for the opening at Michigan. But DeBoer says he isn't going anywhere after releasing a statement on Sunday and reiterating his stance on Monday.
I feel completely supported. My family loves living here. Just all the things that we continue to build on. Love the progress. Haven't talked with anyone. No plans of talking with anyone.
Sound courtesy of Alabama Athletics as the Crimson Tide prepare to face Oklahoma on Friday in the college football playoff.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Michigan fired Sharon Moore last week after just 2 seasons as the head man in Ann Arbor, with the school saying an investigation uncovered evidence of an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. In the NBA, the Pistons continue their red-hot start to the season, beating the Celtics 112-105 thanks to 32 points from Cade Cunningham.
Shot clock at 10. Cade against Derek White. Spins to the lane, squares up and guns, and it goes.
Sound courtesy of the FanDuel Sports Network as the Pistons improved to 21-5. You can listen and follow the Fox Sports Podcast at foxsports.com or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Joe Morgan.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
Where's the first shoe? Mothers clutch their pearls, their heartbreak unsealed. Dogs won't bark, the sky won't rain, even the sun.
All right. Good morning, Marianas. Welcome back. It is 8:42 here on Wednesday. It is Whip It Out Wednesday. No, it's not. But it is a hump day here in the Marianas. And, man, just having a great time. I love this song. This is about Robert Mujica's mustache, which he shaved. It's more about the legend of the beast of what that mustache was all about. That thing was a legit 70s handlebar. And it was just wild. Anyway, good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Some of the stuff that we were talking about here on the show is... Oh, sorry, hit the wrong button. Some of the stuff was about the mining and the deep sea mining and all that other stuff. That's a big deal. But there's something else that came up that's maybe a big deal, but it's at least a big deal for one family in Cagman. They reached out to us. Familia in San Nicolas. They were telling us about they've got a solar array on their roof that was installed by Micronesian Renewable Energy, and now we don't have all the facts together yet. We have a lot. We have their side of it, and we're trying to get their contract information. Once we get that, we're going to be able to see for ourselves like the dates and all this other stuff. But if you've had any issue, if you have a Micronesian renewable energy installed solar panels on your house and you're experiencing some difficulty with it, please reach out to us. Ask your neighbors, ask your friends to reach out to us on this to find out what we can do. So in this particular story, the way that we understand this whole thing right now is that back in the day when MRE got here, they started signing people up for the solar panels. And they were the installers, but they weren't the provider. The provider was this company called Sonova. So they signed up everybody online on this company, with this company called Sonova. And if you had an issue there with your gear, you would reach out to Sonova. Sonova would contact the manufacturer, which is Enphase. Enphase would then coordinate sending techs to your place to take care of your stuff, whether it's doing a service or replacing it. And sometimes they would even contract that stuff out. So the issue is that company called Sonova has gone bankrupt and they are out of business. So now the question is, what's going on with it? Well, there's another company that's involved that has bought out Sonova's interests in their business. And so now that company is, from the experience that we were told about yesterday, we were told that it's very difficult to get a person to answer your call. What you have to do is contact them via email, and hopefully the process starts. So we reached out to MRE, and MRE said, hey, it's not really us right now, because we're not involved in that. The last time we installed anything or serviced anything for those guys was in 2023. So we contacted some folks from the AG's office, and they feel nothing official from them, right? They have to look into it. They need a lot more facts and everything, just like we do. And they were saying that there should be some kind of responsibility on behalf of the only company that's here that had anything to do with it then. So we did reach out to that company, MRE, and they're aware of this situation in particular. And they said that this is the only one, but boy, doesn't that seem a little shocking that there's several companies that are several people who ended up having that it can only be one customer who's having an issue with this as a result of that bankruptcy. Now, the folks that we spoke to on the phone were great. They were super nice. But it seems surprising to me that only one person could have an issue with that all these years later. So, again, we need more facts. The homeowner was off island for medical stuff, so we were speaking to a family member who brought it to our attention. And they gave us as much info as they could. We've asked for the specific contract info. They've given us all their customer numbers and all that. So we're going to be reaching out to this company that's based in Texas to see if we can't find out some more information for them. We'll see how much they'll tell us and how much they'll give us. But we can deal with blanket situations, even if it's not for that specific customer. They should be able to give us some info on it. But the hard thing for them is that they're being told that they're not getting anything back. The family was getting a pretty big bill from CUC, so she was telling us that, well, now we're going to have to go to war with CUC. I'm like, I don't know if that's the case. I mean, you're only getting billed from CUC from what your usage is, and I think they're more upset that they're getting billed at such a high rate from CUC because they think that they're supposed to be getting more from their solar. So I think the whole issue for them goes all the way to this whole deal and that company going bankrupt, the other company coming in, and the transition between those two companies. But there's a lot going on, and we're going to give you that whole story. But we spent about an hour with them yesterday, and between speaking with the family, speaking with the folks from MRE, and now waiting to hear more from the family about the contract info. We've got a bunch of email traffic from them with the other company, and we'll see what happens with them, because there has to be other families here who are going to be affected by that bankruptcy of Sonova, which, by the way, the joke was yesterday is like, is it Sonova or is it Sonova now? Because of how they're upset with them. So we'll see what happens with them and this new solar company that's out of Texas. And so again, get the word out for you. If you've got folks who had the property modified, upgraded with their solar with MRE, if they're having any trouble with their gear, and if they're having any trouble contacting the folks who are supposed to be taking care of it, because the folks who did all that work here are saying that that's not them, and they can't do it because it'll void their warranty if they're not contracted by the official company. So you can understand that there's some complexity with this issue, but I imagine there's got to be other people going through something similar. And part of this is about like how long how old is the equipment and where is it in Saipan? You know, in Cagman, there's a considerable amount of salt in the air from all of the sea spray. So I know that takes its toll on solar equipment. And also on top of that is the CUC gear. For real, I remember, but this is back when I was there. It's been a long time. But there were a lot of work, a lot of work that needed to be done on all of the equipment because of the sea spray over there. Like it was in fact, Sodalor helped CUC, believe it or not, because just about everything in Cagman was in rough shape. And by Sodalor coming in and knocking all that stuff down over there, we were able to get new stuff for Cagman for free. So it actually worked out great. Hold on, a great message, exciting about this. Hold on. Hold on, this is exciting. Friday is awesome. Woo. All right, we are going to have a special show on Friday. I'm really excited about it. I am excited. Yes, this is so cool. All right, so Friday is going to be a special show. It's going to be a remote show, and it's going to be outside of their regular operating hours. But there is a new that message is hilarious. There is a new nail salon and spa and everything. It's at least new. They got a new owner. Joshua Gray owns Natural Nail Spa. And I was telling him, we bumped into each other at the ITNE 20th anniversary of Citadel Pacific out here. And we were talking about it. I'm like, man, that's great. You got a new business. You want to do the show there? And so it's called Natural Nails. And I'm like, let's sit there. And the whole show, we'll be sitting there getting a mani-pedi, doing the show, have guests come in, and phone calls, and we'll do it all from there while we're doing it. You can have the staff come in, and we can ask them questions and all that stuff. You can be sitting right there. We'll be talking about what's going on in the Marianas. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So that's the plan right now, is we'd end up doing that. So I'm looking forward to it, and I think it'll be fun. Maybe let's call it 9:30. Let's call it 9:30. All right. So we'll do that at our regular time. So they're going to be open up early. This is going to be fun. I'm glad we got confirmation. The only thing is, today's Wednesday. It's only a couple more days. I'm like, dude, I messaged them. I'm like, we got to schedule this because like my nails, I don't have like super long nails or something like that, but they're long enough to where I want to cut them already, and I want to make sure that we're getting the full experience while we're doing this. Like fingernails, toenails, like I'm ready to clip them. I feel like the weird chick from Wicked right now, and they're not that long. See, But that's who I feel like. I don't remember what her name is. No, don't hold it against me. I'm not that the big fan. I just know I know Ariana Grande and the weird lady who's possessing her spirit and soul right now. I don't know what's going on, but I've seen enough funny videos about it to where I at least I'm prepared to know that part of the story. All right, so let's go on. We're checking out some other stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Thanks to you guys. And by the way, thanks again to our guests. Thanks for Bernard and for Landon for being here. It was really great getting all those heads up from everybody. We will have another sports update coming up in a little bit. Not right now, so we're good to go. But again, putting that thing out there about the Micronesian renewable energy, if you know folks who've had it, who are having difficulties with that right now with the products, it's not necessarily a problem with Micronesian renewable energy, not throwing any shade on them, but this is more about the companies who they were pushing when they were installing all that stuff, and that company going bankrupt, someone else buying that company, and local folks here having a difficult time trying to contact that company and not being able to get service done. And we were looking at their apps on their phone that shows the amount of performance they were getting from that, from their solar panels. And you can see where some of them are blacked out because they're not getting any service from them at all. And they're supposed to be getting a lower rate. They're supposed to be getting actual CUC, feeding back into the network, but that is not what's happening with that. Even during the day yesterday when we were there on it's clear skies, plenty of sun, and they were still using CUC power instead of what was coming off of their solar panels. So they're due for a service, and they can't get the service, and that they've got a 25-year lease with that company. So that's what we're trying to help them out with. So again, between us making our phone calls with folks from MRE, with the Attorney General's office, the Consumer Protection Council, and tracking down this company. Again, we're still waiting for some stuff from the family, some of the paperwork stuff. So that's about it. That's what we've got. All right. Well, speaking of that's what we got, I think that's what we've got for you for today, unless you guys have any questions, thoughts, and all that other stuff. But we're going to get you guys local news, at least the national news update, because we do have another one. There's a story that came out that we saw that we received this morning. It was pretty interesting. It's from Taiwan Business Topics, and this is a news outlet that's published monthly from the American Chamber of Commerce in Taiwan, and they've got something about us here in the CNMI. How did they hear about us? Well, because we're all fancy and stuff. But it's not about NMI News Service, but it is about the NMI. And this, while we're sitting here worried about tourism and thinking about tourism, it's an ever-present thing for us here in the Marianas. And for good reason. The thing that they've got on here is here. Let's undo that. The thing they've got on here is: do we have something new? Is the Marianas, or are the Marianas, to talk about are the Mariana Islands becoming a strategic hub for cross-Pacific manufacturing? How about this? Because it's not going to be about casinos, or it could be. Who knows? But it could be about this kind of production. Zoe Motors. We've heard a lot about Zoe Motors, but kind of heard it on the down low. We're going to have to start calling it on the down Zoe, because we haven't seen anything really happening. It's all, but things, just because you're not hearing about it or seeing it yet, it's happening. There are conversations that are happening with these guys. And are we the right place for that? Is that something that's going to help us out? Well, check this out. And we'll read this for you a little bit. But between this deep sea mining stuff and the potential for having actual manufacturing here in the CNMI that isn't a garment, could be really interesting. So this is written by Alex Mislinski, and this just came out yesterday. And again, this is part of their monthly thing from Taiwan It's the American Chamber of Commerce out of Taiwan. And we'll give you a real quick read. So sit back, kick your feet up, get yourself a mani-pedi and relax as we tell you about it. It says, as companies diversify their production bases, the Marianas offers a U.S. jurisdiction position at the edge of Asia's manufacturing arc. Supply chain resilience. Boy, they use resilience too. I guess everyone is. Yep. Oh, yes. It says supply chain resilience now shapes the competitiveness of cross-Pacific industries. The pandemic exposed vulnerabilities in pharmaceutical, technology, and logistics networks, while geopolitical uncertainty pushed companies to reconsider where they locate production. At the same time, the United States has expanded its economic and security focus in the Indo-Pacific, emphasizing stability and connectivity across the region. The parallel shifts have increased interest in locations that offer U.S. legal protections while maintaining close proximity to Asia's production centers, a combination that has historically been difficult to find. One jurisdiction raised in that context is the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, the U.S. Commonwealth situated north of Guam, with direct links to U.S. federal systems and longstanding cultural and commercial ties to Asia. The Marianas' government argues that this blend of access, regulatory familiarity, and location has begun to draw attention from manufacturers exploring diversification. Then here's something from our guy. He's in this building. He is the executive director of CETA. It says, Derek Sasimoto says, some companies that plan to expand in California have shifted those plans to the Marianas after learning what we offer. How cool is that? And he said, they said for islands which have long relied on tourism, the timing coincided with a broader effort to build a more diverse economic base. Officials hope to develop capacity in areas such as electric vehicles, pharmaceuticals, renewable energy, and food production, sectors where the U.S. regulatory oversight and regional proximity could be an advantage if industrial development takes hold. This is big stuff for us, and I love that this is coming from an outlet in Taiwan, so we're able to see what folks from outside think about us. So it says the Marianas entered political union with the United States. It's given a little history to its readers about us. It said the covenant placed the islands under federal law while preserving certain local authorities, including control of their own customs territory. Other powers, once held locally, including immigration, shifted to the federal oversight in 2009 following congressional action, with the Marianas now operating under U.S. visas such as CW1 Transitional Worker Program. Geographically, the islands, so they're explaining it to everybody, but this is how they do it. Geographically, the islands sit within a relatively short flight from Taiwan, Japan, and Korea, and one trans-Pacific flight from the U.S. West Coast. English is widely spoken, and U.S. standard education, judiciary, and financial systems contribute to an operating environment familiar to companies already active in U.S. markets. Several structural elements stand out. Because the Marianas control their own customs territory, goods processed there may enter the mainland United States without federal customs duties or local tariffs, and some products may qualify for Made in the USA labeling and duty-free entry under specific provisions like Head Note 3A4. While eligibility depends on product type and processing, the framework creates potential advantages for certain manufacturers. The islands are also exempt from the Jones Act, which requires goods moving between U.S. ports to be carried on U.S.-built and U.S.-crewed vessels. A foreign flag vessel can go straight from Taiwan to the Marianas and then directly to the U.S. How about that? So they're educating folks who are manufacturing in Taiwan and whoever else reads this stuff about things that they might not have known, the big advantages that they get under that new tariff system. He says for companies managing tight logistics schedules, the ability to design shipping routes unavailable elsewhere under U.S. jurisdictions can lower costs and improve predictability. Now, there are some incentives and considerations that they lean into over here. It says the covenant allows the government to offer incentives uncommon among U.S. jurisdictions. The QC that we got here, the Qualifying Certificate Program, provides abatements on corporate income, individual income, gross receipts, and excise taxes, often in exchange for agreed community contributions. Local income tax rebates may reach up to 90%, and the Commonwealth levies no property tax, no sales tax, no estate tax, or gift taxes. According to, this is Derek Sasimoto, he says these conditions have attracted interest from individual investors as well as companies. And this is his quote. We've had several high net worth individuals, including some from Australia and the United States, look at relocating here or actually moving here because of tax advantages. One of those people, once people understand what the Marianas offers, they really do seize the opportunity. Through this QC program, eligible companies may receive long-term abatements on corporate income, individual income, gross receipts, and excise taxes, sometimes up to 25 years in exchange for agreed community contributions. We're seeing that already here. So there's a whole lot more to all of this stuff, and you can look into all of it here. We'll put the link in the comments. But this is, again, out of Taiwan, and they're talking about the advantages of investing here. And again, our guy, Derek Sasimoto here, the director for CETA, out there featured in this article. So great to hear and great to see what's going on. Yeah, here, you've asked for it, and here you go. This is the link. We're putting it in the comment section right now. And we're gonna put that over on the YouTube side as well. I know they don't love it when we're putting links to people that aren't them, but hey, that's how it works. Yeah, Stanley Lemus, by the way, just speaking of the comments, just looked in there. He said, try Sonova regarding the MRE stuff. So, Stanley, that was the issue, is that Sonova has gone out of business. Sonova has filed bankruptcy, and they have sold, their assets have been purchased by another company out of Texas. So there's no link here. And that's the big issue for that we'll continue to check out for you. So I figure there's somebody who's somebody else who's got an issue with that, and we'll figure it out from there. All right, boom. I'll tell you what, we do have a new news update. We do have a new news update from the Associated Press. We've got a new sports update. So let's get you all that stuff, and then we'll call it a day. We're going to head over, start prepping the folks for our Friday show that we're really excited about, and we'll go from there. You guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. If you're a company, if you're an organization that's looking to advertise, we are a great place for you with our social media and our website getting millions and millions of views every single month. It is crazy how this little startup that started from a spare bedroom of a house blossomed into this business, and it's all because of you. Because of you watching, you listening, you sending us news updates, and give us story tips and all that stuff. So thank you guys. You're as big of a part of this as anything. So thanks so much. We're going to get you those news updates now. Yeah. That's it. That's how we're going to wrap it up. All right, guys. Thanks for being here, and we'll look forward to more here on the NMI News Service. And good morning, Marianas.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the public will not get to see unedited video of a boat strike that killed survivors in the Caribbean. Saka Magani has more.
After briefing senators with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Hegseth says members of the two armed services committees will get to see the video, but he's not saying if all lawmakers will. And,
of course, we're not going to release a top secret full unedited video of that to the general public.
The two secretaries defended the boat strikes and growing military escalation off Venezuela as helping stop drugs from reaching the U.S. Bipartisan investigations are looking into the strikes, and California Democrat Adam Schiff is among those questioning how it's all being done.
I found the legal explanations and the strategic explanations incoherent.
Schiff says he'll push for the Senate to vote on making the video public. Sagar Magani, Washington.
The Trump administration's expanding travel restrictions. Hai Panjwani has details.
The decision follows the arrest of an Afghan national suspected of shooting 2 National Guard troops over Thanksgiving weekend. In June, President Trump announced citizens of 12 countries would be banned from visiting the United States, and those from 7 others would face restrictions. The administration announced it was adding Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, South Sudan, and Syria. An additional 15 countries are also facing partial restrictions. Haya Panjwani, Washington.
Prosecutors say Nick Reiner will be charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the killing of his parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner. In Rhode Island, authorities released a new video timeline and a slightly clearer image of the suspect in the Brown University shooting. However, there's no indication they're any closer to zeroing in on him. And a doctor who pleaded guilty in a scheme to supply ketamine to actor Matthew Perry has avoided prison time, sentenced to 8 months home confinement. This is AP News. U.S. employers added 64,000 jobs last month, but the Labor Department reports 105,000 were lost in October as federal workers were cut. The unemployment rate rose to 4.6%. And Seth Sutel has the AP Markets report.
Stocks drifted through a mixed day of trading on Wall Street after several reports on the economy did little to clear up uncertainty about where interest rates are going. The S&P 500 slipped 0.2%. The index is just a bit below the all-time high it set last week. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 302 points. It's about 0.6%. The Nasdaq Composite rose 0.2%. Energy companies mostly fell after the price of crude oil dropped to its lowest level since 2021. ExxonMobil pulled back 2.6%. Treasury yields moved lower in the bond market. The yield on the 10-year Treasury fell to 4.15%. Seth Sutel, New York.
There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
Fox Sports Update.
Phillip Rivers didn't do enough to get the Colts back in the win column on Sunday, but he showed enough to earn another start. After giving the Colts a chance against the Seahawks, Seattle beat Indianapolis 18-16. Head coach Shane Steichen confirmed Monday that the 44-year-old will be under center when the Colts take on the 49ers in Week 16.
Obviously, him being off for that long, obviously there was some unknown, but for him to go out there and do what he did, to put us in a position to win in a hostile environment after that long of a layoff was pretty impressive.
That was courtesy of the Colts as Rivers completed 18 of 27 passes for 120 yards with a touchdown and a last-minute interception. Rivers unretired last week after not playing since the 2020 season, with the Colts quarterback room hit hard by injuries. In other NFL news, the Jets defense has underachieved all season, so head coach Aaron Glenn is shaking up his staff. Glenn fired defensive coordinator Steve Wilks on Monday.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
One day after the Jets defense allowed the Jaguars to score on 8 of their first 9 possessions.
Listen, I just thought that, from last week going to this week, that the improvement wasn't there. And I thought it was time to make a change.
Sound courtesy of the Jets as Glenn announced the news in his Monday news conference. After finishing in the top 5 the last 3 seasons in yards allowed per game, Kane Green's defense has plummeted all the way to 20th, and the Jets have allowed 82 points in the last 2 weeks. And the Packers' defense has taken a huge hit. Star pass rusher Micah Parsons has a torn ACL, according to multiple reports, with the 4-time Pro Bowler appearing to confirm the news on social media. Parsons wrote in part, quote, "I may be sidelined, but I am not defeated. This injury is my greatest test, a moment God allowed to strengthen my testimony." Parsons joined the Packers just before the start of the season as the headliner in a stunning trade with the Dallas Cowboys. For more scores, stories, and features, go to foxsports.com. I'm Joe Morgan.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
treasure below. All the oceans glow, digging where the shadows grow. Gold and silver, the currents flow. Treasure below. Treasure below. Rocks like coins in Poseidon's chest, churning dirt from the ocean's crest. Dreams of riches, but what's the cost? A whisper says some things are lost. Coral kingdoms, ghostly frost. Are we mining or paying the tax? Treasure below.